Hi, I'm Vince Weston, and I'm coming to you today giving you a little update and going to show you a completed model. Actually, it's not the alley rat known to me as the nightmare, but it's this. And maybe I can zoom in a little here so you can get a little bit of a better view. That is actually my Chimneyville, as you can see over there, cigarette machine. I've finished that. If you remember my first video about the nightmare, the alley rat, I wanted to include this in the stowage in the back of the truck, and we'll give you a better view of it. Let's see if I can back her up a little so she shows. It's actually a 1/24th scale cigarette machine, and this thing has actually been in the Purple Pond twice. The paint is actually a acrylic blue that I mixed myself from a couple of blues that I had. The problem I had was the gloss coat, which is actually got metal flake in it. I don't know how well that's going to show up, but we'll try and dazzle you a little bit. Ooh. Ooh, there, that looks a little better. And along the back. Ooh. Anyway, I had used Future, and I ran into a real problem in that I wanted to try and polish it out, and whenever I put the Novus number 2 on it, it tended to just turn to goo. So it went into the Purple Pond, actually, which I used Chris Chapman's LA's Awesome Degreaser. Worked great. Took the paint off, the craft acrylics, and the Future came off, nothing flat. Unfortunately, I did lose the original decal that says cigarettes, so I had to hand paint that myself. But anyway, I've gotten it to a point where I was happy with it. I photo reduced the pieces of the slots from cigarette machines, or a cigarette machine, and put that in, and then I've got some clear acetate over the top of that to make it look more like a cigarette machine. I think it came out pretty well. I'm satisfied. Oh, I also had to put a back door on it to cover the hole, and I put in a little electric wire for it to plug in. You gotta have electricity. So I made a little wire, and I've strapped that into the back there too. So painted the knobs and everything. Mostly done craft acrylics, but that's the Chimneyville. I don't know if they're available anymore, if anybody's looking for one. I think with the death of cigarette machines, Chimneyville probably stopped producing these. So that's maybe a hard-to-get item. I found it at Hobbytown. I can't even see the original price, but I paid $8 for it. I think it was twice that, if not more. This was their 50% off, so it was probably about $16. But anyway, the thing I wanted to show you additionally is my little friend here in the background, which I'll bring forward. He's just kind of mocked up at the moment. This is about as far as I've gotten with my nightmare. Yeah, it has changed a little since the first video. I've finished up most of it. This, of course, is not really in place. I got the front cab cover on. I've actually gotten the hinges in place, so my armor opens up in various places. Oops. If I can get that one too while I'm at it. There we are. So it can be opened up. I actually used little metal, I made bent little metal handles and put a magnet up in the top so it stays in place. The top, of course, is only through gravity. So that's done there. One of the other things I wanted to show you was I was talking a lot yesterday about my tapping for the headlights. And I think I'm just going to take the bed off of it for now. And hopefully this shows. A little bit further out might help. I drilled out the headlights since they were just styrene, and I punched out little clear lenses for it, and I think it looks a little better. It looks more like real headlights. Hopefully it shows. The other thing I've done since the last time was I created my front radiator cover and put a little rust on it, since this is, you know, something that somebody fashioned to cover up. I've got my front chain on. That's basically just a piece of small chain, and I bought a set of these hooks and put it on both ends. I was having fun trying to figure out how to keep it in place, so I just threw the one over there. The other one's hooked underneath, so it should show as looking pretty good for that. One of the other things, hopefully I can get in here, that I've been able to do is I had to create my own battery, and last time I showed you I created an Optima red top, and I've got that in place and wired. I originally had the engine wired with ignition wires, sorry, and what I had was so small and so tiny it just didn't seem really to scale or to look right. So basically I've used somebody else's, I think it's Classic Plastic, Chris from Classic Plastic 101, his method of wires, and I rewired it. I do have heating wire cables, or heating wires, and the radiator wires are in place now also. So I think it fills out the engine bay pretty well. I know it's kind of shadowy. Maybe I should try doing it this way. It might show a little better. There we go. With the flip hood, it makes it a little more interesting. Okay, so, and I've got some battery cables and stuff attached also. Got to do the wheels yet. I'm working toward, I want to do some more weathering on the side. Something I had seen in real life on a truck was a wash of dust and dirt down the sides from where rain had stopped and collected, so I'm going to try and reproduce that on the sides of the truck. I've of course finished the underneath. Oops, if it show it in camera. There's my dirty engine, and down into my drivetrain. I've fixed up a little bit, you know, done a little bit more with the changing the rust colors underneath. I probably would show better if I had the bed on, but you can see how that's going to come together for now. And the additional things I've done, I've also put some runs. Oops, I keep doing that. I have put some runs down the side of some rust. I presume in the apocalypse there's going to be a lot of acid rain going on, so I figured that was a pretty good adventure. I did get the windshield dirty. Of course, this doesn't have windshield wipers, so the only way to clean your windshield is to wipe it down with your hand or whatever is available. And of course, you're not going to be able to clear it at all as pretty, so that makes it look a little more. There's a lot of chrome pieces and other things I still have to put on, and there's actually quite a few. Lots of doodads and grimleys and things that'll go in the bed, some of which I've shown you in the first video, so I'm not going to drag them out. The other thing that I hadn't talked about in the first video was this piece in the back, and I'm sure this is not really going to come out too well. I had created my own barbed wire. If I get further away, it might show a little bit. And my intention, it's about 2 feet long. My intention is to wrap those around the bars, covering, protecting the wheels, so somebody wouldn't use them for climbing on, and then I'll roll up the rest of it and throw it in the back of the bed. So hopefully that kind of shows, if I can get it into the camera lens. I used a really bad method of doing this. I actually tied the individual loops on this all myself by hand and cut them off. And then after that, I saw a YouTube video where you would just tie it around, make a loop, and then tie the next one on, go around, tie it on, and then just come back and clip off all the ends, so you could do it in one continuous wire. So this took me a lot longer than I had hoped. But it's come out pretty well. It looks like a nice rusty piece of barbed wire, sorry. But that'll be going on the truck too. That's the one thing I hadn't shown in the first video. So this is where I'm at the moment. I'll give it another spin around so you can take a look. The tires, of course, were finished. Previously, I've dirtied them up a little bit more and tried to get some more mud looking on the sidewalls. Those are the fronts, and those are the rears. Ooh. I guess that's a little Dr. Cranky there of waving things around, I guess. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. And as soon as I get some more time, I will be finishing it up. The bed will fit on here properly when I push it into place. So there you are. There's a couple. If you got questions on how I did anything, let me know in the comments below. Please feel free to comment. I would love to hear from you. All right, so all I got left to say, I guess, is have fun, and we'll see you in a little bit. Bye.